Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Look at Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster. Before we go any further, the game was provided to me by Square-Enix, thus making this a sponsored video. Now, Part 3, Final Fantasy III, is actually probably my most anticipated release for this Pixel Remaster stuff, because it is the first time there has been an official English Final Fantasy III in 2D. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see if they kept a lot of the changes that were there for the 3D version, but from what I've seen of like the screenshots, it doesn't look like there is. I'll check out the music player again. Oh, it's a ninja, huh? Who's the first person we meet? Oh, that is a magus, I think, not a black mage. Might be a black mage, but I think it's a magus. How we looking on the, Man, the Japanese title screens look so just different than the Final Fantasy title screens that we got in America. Jesus, wait, go back. Jesus Christ, Sarah. Alright. Oh, really? Is that what... That was an early concept of that desk, huh? That was a weird headband, man. But sure, you know what? Okay, let's go ahead and start the game, see what we're dealing with here. So yeah, in the 3D version, we have 4 named characters with backstories and lores. Lunith Arc, Refia, and Ignis, right? So, in the 2D versions, we don't have that. We have nameless blank slates, creatures of nightmares known as the Onion Knights. That might be 6 years old. I don't really know. They could be. But okay, let's go ahead and name... Oh, that's right, gotta use a keyboard. Sure. How did I spell Lunith? I think this is how you spell Lunith. Oops, and I dropped my stopwatch. Sure. I think Arc was the second one, right? That means Refia would be the third. Does that look right? I think that's how you spell Refia. Could have looked it up. You're not wrong. Should have looked it up, probably. And then we have Ignis, also known as Iggy Pop. Done. Now, unlike the 3D versions, you do start with a full party. In the 3D versions, you have, well, Lunith as your party member. This is not something I'd recognize. Into the silence of one of the Gul'dan's prophecies, the Great Earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the chasms now scarring the earth. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. Good job saying catastrophe there, Chronos. Thank you. Something fabulous, ominous, and laden with sorrow looms on the horizon. And I couldn't read the rest of that. 4 souls will be blessed with the power of light. And so it shall begin. Can I have the power of darkness? 4 orphans youths raised in Topapa, in the rural village, raised by Topapa in the rural village of were out and about. They came across the cave, one of the very same that formed when the crystals were lost to the earth. Don't go in the caves, kids. What started as this simple game of exploration became so much more. And then they died. Ouch, looks like we fell through the sinkhole. Now what do we do? Probably die and starve and stuff like that. Are you sure this is a good idea? No, you played in the caves, you weirdos. So yeah, we just instantly start off with our 4 little Onion Knights here. I believe the classes... You know, I gotta admit, hi goblins, how's it going? Oh, actually, before I go any further, I did go ahead and put that font fix in for this one, just to show it off in one of these Let's Look Ats, because I did it by default for 1 and 2. So I figured I'd show what the font fix looks like in comparison to the other 2. It's super easy to do. You literally only change like 2 files. Also, that music is jamming. What were those monsters doing here? They were trying to eat you. Yeah, no shit, you're way over here. You're Onion Knights. I don't even know what that actually means. I love the maps. The maps are the best addition. Like, seriously, they are the best addition. You know, I like these sprites. They look really, I like 2 sprites. There were some sprites in Final Fantasy 1 that I didn't like the monk and the thief, I believe I mentioned. These ones look alright. So yeah, all the stat growths are based off class. I don't see anything. We might get that later. HP wise will be different per character because it's based off like a random number and your vitality, I believe, when you level up. Get a leather shield, don't need it. Got a potion, probably need it. Yeah, in this game, and I guess in Final Fantasy 2 too, even though I'd never really acknowledged it until the remaster came out, dual wielding is the way to go in Final Fantasy 3. Go ahead and we just attack. Don't punch Arc. It's rude. Alright, is this gonna be a weapon? That's another shield, man. We don't need no stinking shield. It's like a badge. Arctic Wind will come in handy. A back attack is not cool. I should probably put on memory and auto battles go between battles. Man, the music in the remasters have been absolutely fantastic. I know that's not really like a surprise. Music in Final Fantasy games and sound effects for the most part have always been extremely good. So yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise, but I don't know. All these new like arrangements, absolutely fantastic. And the fact that they have a music player with them is great. I'm pretty sure this is actually based off the Famicom version in terms of monster HP and probably difficulty. I mean, in the announcement and like press release stuff, they said they were all based off their original. And we got job levels. Job levels are, we'll talk about that when we get the jobs, I guess. But don't use your potions yet. There's a healing spot to the right up here. But yeah, this definitely seems more in line with the actual Famicom version of the game. At least it doesn't seem like the 3D version in terms of difficulty and HP and stuff like that. We are missing a ton. And we get level ups, and they do show us the level up screens. Now, HP is different, right? Stat games are based off class. So when you level up, it will look at the table of whatever class you have and be like, okay, your strength is this, your agility is this, your stamina is this. It's not like 1 where it's, you know, kind of, well, it is random RNG stat gains in 1, though they have like kind of guaranteed levels of what stats are going to go up where or better chances. So we're not going to be getting any stats as Onion Knights for a little while. Thankfully, though, we don't actually have to stay as Onion Knights for that long. Look, it's a spring that has an odd color. What should we do? Take a sip? After you. Look, if you find water that's weird looking, don't drink it. Because you will die. Or at the very least, get very sick. I could take some of the others' weapons off and put them on someone else. We'll be getting a weapon soon enough. Now, this does go back to the charge system when it comes to magic. Yeah, we can see that right there. However, unlike Final Fantasy 1, you actually have like a lot of charge points per level. So you can actually use spells as you get stronger. And then get surrounded by the darkness. And that darkness is actually just a big-ass turtle. So, yeah, Arctic Wind, you don't have to do this right now, but it is weak to ice, and it can take a beating. You could also save the Arctic Wind for a future boss fight, who's also weak to ice, but we'll actually have stronger characters by that point. There you go. I guess I could have waited for the music to play a little bit. Job level. So sometimes the levels of the jobs don't grow equally, right? Now you don't learn any abilities when you get a job level. They actually just affect like your attack multiplier and your magic multiplier, and I believe your evasion in some regards, and like your class skills. But they don't actually like give you like, say, if you're a thief, you're not gonna learn steal, you're not gonna learn like view hidden passage or something like that. That's Final Fantasy V. That's my favorite class system of all games. It is based off this one. This is where it started, the class system. Well, okay, there was a class system in Final Fantasy I, but it is with this game that you actually get the changing of classes and an actual class system there that has formed other class systems in not just Final Fantasy, but there were some that were, you know, built off of this in other genres, well, not genres, but other games. And yes, the crystal is talking to us. It's a nice crystal, sending 2-year-olds off to save the world. I kind of wish they kept it with Luna, Arc, Raphia, and Ignis. Like, I get why they brought it back to the Onion Knights, but, you know, I don't know. I liked having actual named characters. Hope of the World. Is that Sarah? Hope of the Wind, not World. But why is Sarah there? Thank you for the healing, Crystal. We don't really need that right now. Alright, so we didn't get any capacity points. So maybe that's not a thing. In the original 2D version, yeah, you got capacity points to change classes. Depending on what you were changing from, it costs more, costs less. In the 3D version, they had it so that when you change jobs, you had like a debuff for a couple of battles. One of the other things why I wish they kind of kept Lunith, Arc, and Raphia and Ignis is so we could have had somewhat unique character portraits and character sprites. Because as you can see, they all look the same. Which kind of stinks, you know, it looks like the fighter from Final Fantasy I. And that kind of looks like a different fighter from Final Fantasy I, but at the same time, I guess that's supposed to be the monk. White Mage and Black Mage look the same, so we'll do fighter for you. Optimal? Sure. Arc, you can be the Black Mage. Sure. Raphia, you can be the monk. And then Ignis. White Mage? I feel like that's what I did for my 3D playthrough. Formation-wise, we do definitely want to put you guys in the back row, though. And give me that knife. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, okay, so when we get out of the Onion Knights, it looks a little less great, but we'll see how that goes with the other classes. Can we just switch? Yeah, we can. Black Mage looks fine. So does the White Mage. The monk just looks like the fighter, the warrior. That's kind of a shame. But yeah, it would have been, I think it would have been probably better if you had the other characters. From all the, oh yeah, we gotta turn those on. I should check out the stats too. You could definitely see the difference in damage. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, like, when you gain a level, your HP is pretty much calculated with an RNG number and your vitality a little, your stamina. So like, Monk is gonna gain a good amount of HP. Fighter is gonna get Warrior is gonna get a good amount of HP too. But, wow, you already get 4 attack multipliers? How? It's like every 8th strength you get 1, right? And I mean, that might be different in this version. I thought it was 8 strength you get 1. Maybe it's 4 strength and 8 agility. That would make more sense. Yeah, okay, that would actually make perfect sense. I mean, the money, we're gonna need that. Some classes do have their special unique features, like a thief can unlock doors. And I believe they can, we gotta turn on that memory. I believe they can steal as well, but if I remember correctly, stealing in Final Fantasy 13 is not all that's cracked up to be. Not 13, 3. We're playing Final Fantasy 3 now, and we're not playing Final Fantasy 13. A Final Fantasy 13 Pixel Remaster. Wonder how that would look. Probably like a Pixel Remaster, you're right. Bronze bracers, that's probably a longsword. Is that you? No. Who has the bronze bracers? Oh, it's you! I'm gonna give that to the white mage though, because I want her to stay alive. Or him. Nunchuck, that would go to the monk. Long sword, thank you very much. Probably should have equipped that other longsword, you're right. Damage-wise, that wasn't very good. Though monk early game and, like in every game, is just very great when it comes to actually, like, killing things. That can't be true, though. One second. Okay, no, that is true. Okay, from what I can tell right here, so every 4 strength, we'd get 1, and every 8 agility, we'll get 1. Maybe? Is that how that works? I can't remember the formula. For magic, I think it's every 8. Intellect or spirit, depending on what your class is. Then you gotta add from, like, I believe it's every 32 job levels, you gain an additional multiplier for your magic. It might be every 16 for physical. Magic is strong in this game. Magic is strong in every game. And thankfully, they actually do give you actual spell charges, enough spell charges in this game to actually use them fairly frequently. It's still smart early game to save the powerful ones for the bosses. I'm assuming they probably have early ethers in the game. Maybe. Hi, what do you sell? I need a fire spell. Poisoner. I mean, I'll buy it. Oh, you know what? We get a cure spell in the upper area, don't we? Yeah, the inn has the item shop. I do like it when they have, okay, you don't have any ethers here, but that's fine for now. We don't need to stay at an inn. Yeah, I am a little disappointed that they didn't stick with the, with Luna, Ruffia, and all them. This is Nina. It's our motherly figure, kind of. I think it's like our adopted mother or something like that. And maybe not. Maybe it's just like a caregiver to us. This is Topapa, who technically is like our guardian, father, figure, old man that just talks to us. And for some reason, he already knows that we're the chosen ones. I don't know how. How about you? Homac? Homac? Nice name, Homac. I'm gonna go to the back house and steal some stuff. So I do have a walkthrough for Final Fantasy 3. It's for the 3D version though, because that was the only one available to me, in, officially anyways. I don't know if that can actually be used as like a walkthrough for the 2D version. Because I know they changed some classes. Girl, get out of the way, please. Thank you. I know they changed some classes in the 3D version, a little bit. I know they changed the bosses to make them harder in the 3D version. Yeah, there's a cure back here, and there's monsters as well. So, yeah. Exploration-wise and treasure-wise, it should still be roughly the same. So if you need something like that, I mean, I'm gonna link it anyways because, you know, self-promotion. But at the same time, it's, I don't know if it'll be as useful when it comes to actually telling you what you need to do in the 2D version of the game. Random encounter-wise, it definitely has It definitely has that old school feel compared to like the 3D version. More job levels. Give me that potion. So at the very least get a cure spell up here. And an antidote. More antidotes. Hi. I thought there was a fire spell somewhere. Or a blizzard spell at the very least. Maybe it's up here too. Leather armor, dagger, cure, leather armor, longsword. Stuff we don't really need, I guess. Hey, if I optimize, you're not going to take my two-handed away, are you? Good. Yeah, they actually just dual wields too. Oh, yeah, the nunchucks, right. So do you still have those multipliers? No. Okay. So unarmed, you get the multipliers at the rate I was talking about. So that's 30. And that's 36. So gonna keep unarmed. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and teach Cure to Ignis and Persona, or Poisona, not Persona. That's a different game. Now you can exchange magic, which is good because yeah, you'll be swapping classes throughout the game pretty much for certain things. Don't bother building Red Mage. I know it's pretty good in like Final Fantasy 1, but not so much in this one. You're limited in magic, and Black Mage and White Mage are just way better at their particular jobs in this one. So yeah. Oh yeah, don't heal up at the end. You can go in here to cure yourself. That was the KO one. That's not the one we wanted. This is the one we wanted. How we looking here? So we got 6 magic for both Ignis and Arc. So we can cast Sleep 6 times. Really need that fire spell, dog. Or blizzard spell, even. I thought there was one around here, but I guess not. Oh, we can go in the well. Potion. 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 Lady, why? No, go back upstairs. I don't even know how there's stairs here. Why do you keep your potions down there? Weirdo. Alright, well, I will say, some character sprites definitely could have used a little bit more incubation time in development, but the world sprites and the monster sprites have been just beautiful. This is my first time playing the 2D version of Pixel Remaster for Final Fantasy 3 today, but I've played a lot of hours of Final Fantasy 2 Pixel Remaster because for some reason that game just gets its hooks with me, and after I did my Let's Look At, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep playing it, I guess. And then, yeah, no, all the monsters that I've seen, the music, they all look really great. The world maps, the dungeons, they look really good. Character sprites do seem to be hit or miss with some, which is unfortunate, but I guess that is kind of be expected. It is kind of a monumentous day, though. No one in America thought we were ever going to see an English version of the 2D version officially released. And here we are, like, what? 35, 30, 40 years later? It's not 40 years. When did this game get released? It's definitely in the 30s, though, because I got an email earlier today, like, hey, Final Fantasy IV's 30th anniversary is coming up. Release date. It was in the 90s, so yes, it's 31 years. And just never kind of thought we were going to see it in America. The 3D version's great in its own right. So it was there to scratch an itch when the PSP version came out, and the Steam version, and the mobile version, and stuff like that. But it is cool to see an officially released 2D version of Final Fantasy III. Hi. And the translation definitely seems to be new. Like, it definitely does not seem like the 3D version just repurposed. Can you teach me anything? I know you don't exist. Ah, that's a shame. We must be able to find the blizzard spell somewhere, because I know the first boss is weak to blizzard. So keep that in mind. Alright, well, I think it's time for me to call it an episode here. Again, actually no, this is kind of different. Oh, actually, it's been over 20 minutes, so I have to say this video was sponsored by Square-Enix. They gave me the game. Thank you. But the pricing on this one is more than the first two, which does make sense because there's more story. It's a longer overall game. It is not on sale. It is $18, and on sale it is 14 something right now until the 11th. So $18, you know, that is a hefty price. You know, especially if you compare it to something like Persona 4, who was re-released for $20, and that is a higher tech, a way longer game. But at the same time, it's maybe that one was considered underpriced at the time. I thought that was a good release price for Persona 4, but at the same time, it's also like kind of shocking when you see other ports and remasters going for like double the price. But that's a different story. So yeah, this one is, you know, it's a little more expensive than the other ones. Well, the first two, I should say. So it's definitely, again, I'm still in the whole ballpark of like, I don't know how I feel about the prices. Part of me is like, you know what, that seems reasonable. You get these good games. They're not that expensive. You're gonna get 20, 30 hours, depending on which game you're playing. Like 20 hours for like 2, probably 15, 16 hours for 1. This one's probably in the ballpark of 30 hours, maybe, if you don't know where you're going. And grinding, maybe, if you need to do that. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, even after 3 days of sitting on these remasters and going like, they're good games, in my opinion. Visually, they could use some little work, but I don't know how I feel about the prices. It's like a wishy-washy thing. So again, it's just really up to the consumer, you guys, of what you actually think if the value's worth it, or if you're gonna wait for on sale, or maybe just pass it up. I don't know. It is it's one of those things, like, I think they're probably worth it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to convince you. As weird as that sounds, right? It's like, if you look at this and you go, that's too expensive, I'm not gonna try to convince you otherwise, right? If you think it's too expensive for a 30-hour game, with a new retro style, you know, aesthetic, then that's what you think. And at the same time, I'm not sure if I don't agree or agree with you. But yeah, no, that's it for this Let's Look At. And we'll probably be back for, you know, the other ones eventually, but they're getting released at different dates. I believe 4 is coming out in the end of August, 5 in September, and I don't know when 6 coming out. So, until then, thanks for watching. Like the video if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't. I will see you all next time. Bye!